what happens there is that you actually bend your signal, and you start to go into a much lower angle of radiation. Maybe a comparison, if you had a 10-meter dipole at 30 feet, at that point you could work some DX, but the angle of radiation is a function of the wavelengths. And so it would be equivalent to having your 10-meter dipole, for a typical 80-meter antenna down at 3 feet. And so, it's pretty difficult to work a lot of good DX there. It takes work, yes. But anyways, what happens when the D layer starts to go away? There's reduced absorption. And again, it bends the signal to give you a lower angle of radiation. And so, let's see if I get the right button here. Nope. Nope. Okay, there we go. Well, anyways, this is the signals that I got from 8Q7ZW. And roughly 25 to 30 minutes before our sunset, he was down here at about -15. And you can see how the signal was peaking there, and it peaked roughly 5 to 7 minutes before our sunset. And again, how it goes away then after the sunset. So anyways, his gray line, or actually his sunrise, was about 10 minutes later than our sunset. And so I'm not sure if it's possible, but I think that his gray line was starting to kick in at this point right here. And essentially he flattened out there at about minus, I was going to say, I thought it was -15, but about -10, and all of a sudden went away. So anyways, this is what the signals will do as the gray line takes place. Most of the gray line I've worked has always been in the morning, and it seems to be much more pronounced. I haven't had as much luck there in the evening with the gray line. I really wanted to work the guy, and he's mainly working Europeans, some stateside people. But Mark, I think you're familiar with W3LPL, big station. And anyways, he ended up getting a -18. So chances for me working here in Colorado was almost none.
You tried to work him on CW?
No, this was FT8.
No, I knew this was FT8, but I meant, were you trying to work him just on FT8?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I was hoping there would be enough peak here with the gray line that I could work them. No luck.
So what do you use for an 80-meter antenna at your place?
It's a 50-foot vertical.
Oh.
And so it's a fairly simple array. Or in fact, I guess I couldn't even call it array. It's a fairly simple pole. I do have about 1,000 foot of wire buried underneath it, and I think 30 radials at about 30 foot long. And if you're not familiar with where the Maldives are, let's see, I don't think, did I kill it? Ah, okay. But anyways, we're sitting over here, and the Maldives are down over there. Yep.
The Army base, the air base?
I'm not sure. I think it may be.
Here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And all I know is the crew that was down there with the war occurring in Iran, they were having a heck of a time getting back to the States, and essentially the airfare was like 10 times what it would normally be. But anyways, I thought you guys might be interested in the effect of the gray line. Questions? Yeah.
What data are you using for the sunset? Are you looking where the sun actually drops down, or are you looking at the chart?
Essentially looking at the chart. And I think when I did this, the sunset was like 7:10 or something like that, the local